Hi, I wanted to do a quick review of the Snapper S50X, simply just because I don't really see a lot of this information on YouTube. This is kind of one of the lower grade commercial models, so that could be why nobody talks about it. But first, it does have an ICD deck, identical to a Ferris, because they're actually made in the same factory. I know that sounds ridiculous, but they are. Simplicity, Snapper, and Ferris are all owned by the same company, which, if you look right here, is none other than Briggs & Stratton. So that's a good company, whatever. One thing that's incredible is, man, I just cleaned this off the other day. Anyway, the thing that's incredible is, look how close this blade is to the deck. The amount of airflow this thing creates is phenomenal. I mean, it can shoot grass out. Easily 3 passes. And it's a 48-inch, so usually I have to outline a house maybe 3 times, and then I can side discharge towards the house because it just sprays so much grass. I mean, this is just a phenomenal machine. The tires do spin a little bit, but honestly, once you, well, if you know how to drive a zero turn, you get used to it very quickly, and you can kind of figure out how to keep them from spinning. You know, this is only my first year, so I figured out a couple things. I still think it needs possibly some bigger tires, but it's not bad for what it is. These are 4-gallon tanks. One thing I do not like about this one, and it's a 13 model, so it could be different from the new ones, is this. The placement of the PTO, because, you know, if you've got the handle up and you've got it forward, and you start hitting some rough bumps and you're bouncing like this, for me, I've done this a dozen times now, where my elbow has just gone and shut the blades off, which drives me absolutely bonkers. This one's got the 20 horsepower Kawasaki cyclonic air filter, so that's really easy to clean. You got a tank switch, which at first I didn't really like because Exmark doesn't do that. You know, on theirs it's just one tank where you have 2 separate tanks that feed together, but this, they did it for 2 reasons. One is just to stop airlocking. I've never experienced that problem, but I could definitely see that. You know, if you got one tank that runs low and you get air sucked into the carburetor and it doesn't want to run right, so this way you can flip it over at will, which I kind of like to do. I feel like it kind of helps balance the machine a little bit better. I don't know if you really need to or not, but this pin system, I used to think when I first bought it was very confusing, but it's really not. I mean, all the 4s, 3, 2, everything is all single digits are on this row. Those are all the quarters, these are all the halves, 3/4, so on. What else we got here? It's got the striping set up on the back of it. That comes factory. Does it work? This one, for some reason, it doesn't really stripe hardly at all. So I don't know if I've got something set wrong. The deck's leveled, but whatever. I don't know. It's, I mean, this is just a great machine. This is kind of goofy where they have the throttle over here and all the ignition and everything over there. You'd think it'd be all in one spot, and then they'd have a couple or something over here. But, you know, this is a 50X, so it's kind of the lower grade. But there you are, a little bit of information about it. Phenomenal machine, weighs about 800 pounds full fuel and everything. Totally would buy another one. I love it.